We walked across the same stage that day. Same gowns, same caps, tossed in the air. But my smile hit a sharper edge. My parents had covered every dollar of my sister's tuition while I scraped by on night shifts and endless hustle. When I dared to ask why, my mother just said, "She deserved it, but you didn't." Those words burned into me, fueling every late-night grind. I'm April Gomez, and from the outside, our family in Metuchen, New Jersey looked picture-perfect holidays together, group photos with matching outfits. But those 4 minutes between my twin sister's birth and mine created a chasm. My parents sat front row at graduation, beaming like nothing was wrong. Then the dean called my name, and the cheers hit. Their faces drained of color, eyes wide in shock. It wasn't chance. It was years of quiet fire building to this. They came expecting the usual. But what unfolded on that stage exposed everything: the favoritism, the dismissals, the way my brother watched it all unfold without a word. I never confronted them outright before. Instead, I turned their rejection into something unstoppable. And in that moment, as the applause swelled, they finally saw what not deserving could achieve. If you've ever turned family favoritism into your own unbreakable strength, share your triumph in the comments below. Let's inspire each other. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories of quiet revenge and hard-won wins. When we were kids in Metuchen, my mother Caitlin always prioritized Erica in everything from birthday gifts to nursing scrapes. The favoritism hit hard during family outings, her hand resting on Erica's shoulder, while mine hung empty, the warmth I craved slipping away each time. When I tripped on the sidewalk and bloodied my knee, Mom handed me a tissue and said, "Walk it off, you're tough." But if Erica stubbed her toe, Mom scooped her up, murmuring comforts that echoed through the house like a lullaby meant only for one. Those moments piled up, each one a quiet jab. On holidays, Erica unwrapped shiny new dolls under the tree, while I got her cast-offs wrapped in fresh paper, the excitement faked to match. At dinner tables, Mom praised Erica's drawings pinned on the fridge, her eyes lighting up, but mine got a quick glance and a nod. Brian saw it all from his spot across the room, older by a couple years, but he stayed quiet, fiddling with his toys instead of stepping in. The playground incident sealed it for me. Erica and I argued over a swing, and when she started crying, Brian jumped in, telling me to let her have it because she's sensitive. His voice carried that protective tone, like he was already choosing sides, leaving me standing there with fists clenched, the gravel under my feet, feeling sharper than before. That betrayal lingered, a shadow in our sibling bond that Metuchen's sunny parks couldn't chase away. School events drove it deeper. Mom baked cookies for Erica's class parties, the aroma filling the kitchen, but for mine, she suggested store-bought, saying I could handle it myself. Sleepovers were Erica's domain, friends giggling late into the night while my requests got turned down with excuses about space. Brian occasionally joined Erica's games, his laughter mixing with hers, making the exclusion sting like salt in a fresh cut. Vacations amplified the divide. In the car rides to the Jersey Shore, Mom packed Erica's favorite snacks, her bag overflowing, while mine held basics I assembled alone. At the beach, Erica got slathered with sunscreen first, Mom's careful hands, but I did my own, the lotion sticky and uneven. Brian built sandcastles with Erica, their structures towering, while I wandered the waves solo, the ocean's roar drowning my unspoken frustration. Neighborhood barbecues exposed it too. Mom bragged about Erica's cartwheels, to the neighbors' applause following, but my attempts went unnoticed, the grass tickling my palms in silence. Brian high-fived Erica after her flips, his grin wide, leaving me to practice alone behind the house. Those tiny slights accumulated, forging my independence like steel in fire. Metuchen's perfect facades hiding the cracks. Even bedtime routines favored her. Mom read stories to Erica with animated voices, the pages turning slowly, but for me, it was lights out early. Figure it out yourself. Brian listened from his room, sometimes peeking in for Erica's tales, his presence a reminder of the uneven scales. The resentment brewed quietly each night, a layer added until ignoring it became impossible in the years ahead. During school plays, Mom helped Erica rehearse lines until flawless, her encouragement filling the living room. For my part, she told me to practice quietly, the script feeling heavy in my lap without guidance. Sports days had Mom cheering Erica from the bleachers, her shouts cutting through the air, but my events passed with her checking her watch, the track blurring under my feet. Family gatherings tilted the scale further. Mom served Erica's plate first at picnics portions, generous with extras, but I filled my own last choices limited. Brian shared jokes with Erica across the table, their bond easy, while I sat on the edge, conversations flowing past me. Doctor visits showed the gap too. Erica's colds prompted immediate appointments. Mom's concern palpable, but my aches got home, remedies the medicine bottle handed over without fuss. Art classes after school highlighted it. Mom framed Erica's watercolors, displaying them on walls with pride shades vibrant against the paint. Mine collected dust in drawers, feedback brief and practical. Brian pointed out Erica's techniques admiringly, his interest sparking discussions that excluded my efforts. These patterns wove inequality into daily life, each instance tightening the invisible chain, building a resolve that would shape everything to come. By high school, I started working part-time at the local cafe in Metushin to save every penny. The steam from espresso machines filled the air as I wiped counters after school, hands sticky from syrup, while Erica spent afternoons at malls, her bags heavy with clothes bought on our parents' dime. I studied in the back booth during breaks, notebooks spread out, focusing on grades without fanfare, but Erica breezed through with group sessions that turned into gossip fests. Weekends divided us further. I clocked extra hours brewing lattes for tips, the registers ding a small victory, while Erica hit parties, her stories the next day full of laughs and dances I never joined. Club activities showed the gap too. Erica led the cheer squad with Mom attending every practice, clapping from the sidelines, but my debate team meetings got no visits, arguments honed alone in empty rooms. Report cards came home like judgments. Mom pinned Erica's A's on the fridge with magnets, her praise loud at dinner, but mine earned a quick scan and "keep it up." The paper folded away. Brian glanced at both, commenting on Erica's scores first, his nod to mine an afterthought that left a hollow echo. Senior year brought the college push. We both applied to marketing programs near New York, forms filled out late at night for me after shifts, while Erica did hers with Mom's input over coffee. The acceptance letters arrived on the same day, sealed envelopes on the kitchen counter. We tore them open together, jumping in excitement that felt real for once. That night, heading downstairs for water, I overheard my father, Juan, in the den with Mom. His voice low. "We'll pay Erica's tuition in full, she needs the support more. April's resourceful. She'll sort it out." Mom agreed without pause. "She's always been independent." The words slammed into me, hand frozen on the banister, breath caught in my throat. Later, I pulled Brian aside in the hallway, voice steady but eyes searching. "You heard that too." He shifted, admitting, "Dad's got a point on the money side, bills are tight." But his frown hinted uncertainty, a flicker that didn't escape me. For the first time, his loyalty seemed cracked, though he walked away without more. The doubt hung there as I returned to my room, staring at the ceiling. Applications done, but the path ahead felt steeper, my savings jar on the desk, a reminder of what lay waiting. Prom night underscored it, Erica in a new dress from Mom twirling for photos, while I rented mine with cafe earnings, the fabric stiff against my skin. Study groups were Erica's social hour, friends crowding our table with snacks Mom provided, but mine happened solo at the library, books stacked high under harsh lights. Weekend jobs piled on. I added babysitting gigs, kids' chatter a distraction from the ache, while Erica relaxed with movies, her ease grating like sandpaper. Volunteer events favored her too. Mom drove Erica to charity runs, cheering at finishes, but my shifts at food drives meant taking the bus bags heavy on my shoulders. Brian tagged along to Erica's, sometimes his presence boosting her, leaving my efforts unseen. Those months sharpened my edge, each shift and study session building a quiet armor. The overheard conversation replayed in my head during slow cafe hours, turning hurt into drive. Brian's hesitant look replayed too, a seed of change perhaps, but unspoken. Packing lists for college grew my future, shaped by necessity, wondering if he'd ever speak up. That August, I moved into a cramped apartment off campus, taking the train from Metuchen each morning. The carriage swayed with a low hum, lulling me into half-sleep after late nights, while Erica settled into her spacious dorm walls decorated with posters Mom helped pick. My place had thin walls letting neighbor noises seep in, but hers buzzed with roommates' chatter, lights on till dawn. Campus paths crossed often. Erica spotted me once near the quad, waving brightly, her backpack light. "You look wiped out. Maybe prioritize better." The comment landed sharp, my nod polite, as I pushed on the grass crunching underfoot. Exhaustion clung like fog shifts at the campus bookstore, stacking shelves till closing fingers numb from labels, while Erica grabbed takeout with friends, her evenings free. Weekly checks from home fueled her. Dad wired money for books and outings, her account flush, but mine ran on paycheck scraps, budgeting every meal in the dingy kitchen. Dining hall run-ins highlighted it. She sat with a full tray, polished and chatty, while I grabbed quick sandwiches tray, balanced precariously. Brian came by my apartment one weekend, knocking unexpectedly. He scanned the bare room, eyes lingering on my chapped hands from handling dusty stock. "This setup's rough." We shared instant coffee at the wobbly table, steam rising, but he offered no cash or advice, heading back to Metuchen without pushing further, his departure quiet. Getaways marked the split. Erica jetted to weekend trips with sorority pals, photos popping up online of beaches and laughs, her tan fresh, while I stayed put, reviewing notes under flickering bulbs, the screen's glow, my only company. Phone calls home were brief. Mom asked about Erica first, her voice eager, mine answered with basics, connection spotty on the train ride back. Library nights dragged on. I organized returns until midnight, carts squeaking on linoleum, eyes straining in the glare, while Erica's social feeds showed game nights, her energy boundless. The contrast fueled a steady burn, each ignored text from home, a nudge forward. Dorm visits never happened for me. Erica hosted gatherings, music thumping through open doors, but my invites went unsent, space too tight for extras. Brian mentioned one of her events in a call, his tone casual, deepening the isolation as I hung up, staring at peeling wallpaper. Errands off campus added layers. I lugged groceries on the train bags, digging into shoulders, while Erica ordered deliveries, paid by card, her convenience effortless. The ride back jostled with commuters, my reflection in the window, weary resolve hardening with each stop. Social circles widened for her. Erica joined study abroad info sessions, Mom encouraging over speakerphone, but my inquiries got brushed off, time too scarce between jobs. Brian texted about family dinners, I missed his messages short, leaving gaps filled with unspoken weight. Those early months tested limits, each commute, a grind, body aching from standing shifts, mind racing through coursework. Erica's carefree updates contrasted starkly, her path. Smooth, mine rutted. The divide clarified priorities, pushing me harder, the city's skyline visible from the train, a distant promise. The contrast sharpened my resolve in ways I couldn't yet see. Midway through freshman year, I signed up for an internship linked to my marketing class. Professor Larry Hayes stopped me after lecture one day, his hallway voice steady. "Your analysis stands out, interested in assisting." The offer caught me off guard, but I nodded, stepping into his office where stacks of papers towered on desks, the scent of printed ink hanging thick. Grading quizzes became routine, red pen marking answers under desk lamps, my focus sharpening with each batch. Larry reviewed my inputs, nodding approval. Solid eye for details. The validation hit different a spark amid the daily drag, no comparisons attached. Data projects followed. I compiled reports on consumer trends, fingers flying over keyboards in quiet afternoons, charts aligning neatly. Larry pointed out strengths. This insight could shift strategies. His feedback built confidence sessions extending into evenings with coffee mugs steaming nearby. Sharing a minor breakthrough felt natural. I texted Brian about nailing a presentation slide. His reply quick, "Impressive, keep pushing." The encouragement lingered, a rare bridge from home, his words carrying weight without strings. Feedback loops intensified. Larry handed back revised drafts, margins filled with notes. "Refine this angle." I absorbed every tip, applying them to group assignments where my contributions started leading discussions, voices around the table turning my way. Late emails exchanged ideas. Larry sent articles on market shifts. My responses thoughtful, building a rhythm that turned exhaustion into purpose. The connection grew, his mentorship a steady guide through coursework mazes. Nomination came unexpectedly. Larry submitted my portfolio for a national award without fanfare. The email notification pinging late one night. "Your dedication impressed the committee." I stared at the screen, a quiet thrill rising, keeping it close without sharing. Class discussions evolved. Larry called on me more, my points sparking debates, classmates nodding along. The role shifted me from background to forefront, skills honing sharper each week. Group tasks tested application. I led a team simulation on ad campaigns, delegating roles effectively, Larry observing from the back, well executed. The success boosted morale, a counter to the isolation elsewhere. Office hours deepened insights. Larry shared industry stories over quick lunches, his experiences opening doors in my mind, strategies clicking into place like puzzle pieces. The build-up culminated in that nomination confirmation letter, details outlining the process ahead. Yet tuition deadline loomed, forcing a call home that would shatter everything. A few months later, tuition payments loomed and I dialed home from my apartment. Mom answered, TV buzzing in the background, laughter from a show cutting through. I eased in. "About the semester fees, could you and Dad help with part? Even a loan I'd repay." The pause stretched, her tone firm. "We already covered Erica. She deserved it, but you didn't." The line went silent. My grip on the phone, tightening, knuckles paling as the room spun. "You're resourceful," she added, like stating a fact. "You'll handle it." The click ended the call, leaving me staring at the wall, the rejection sinking deep like lead. Erica showed up at a campus cafe the next day, face drawn, sliding into the booth across from me. I overheard the call, didn't mean to, but I knew something was off. Her eyes welled. I stayed quiet to keep peace. My response came cold. "Silence chose your side." She reached out, but I pulled back, the coffee bitter on my tongue. That exchange flipped a switch. The hurt transformed into drive nights now spent outlining essays on my laptop, keys clicking relentlessly. Larry scanned drafts in his office pen, circling phrases. "Strengthen this section, it's got potential." His input refined every word, turning raw ideas into polished arguments. Resolve built with each revision. I paced the room, reciting points. Voice steadying the apartment's hum, fading into focus. Larry's sessions extended, his questions probing. What makes this unique? Answers sharpened, confidence edging in like dawn light. Draft iterations stacked up. I printed versions, marking changes in margins, paper crinkling under my fingers. Larry compared them. Progress here, keep that edge. The process forged something solid, rejections echo, now a backdrop to momentum. Submission packets assembled, late hours. I sealed envelopes, stamps, affixed carefully, the weight symbolic. Larry reviewed final touches. This could stand out. His endorsement carried a counter to the family's dismissal. The fire spread through routines. Meals eaten at the desk, fork pausing mid-bite for notes, mind racing ahead. Larry emailed resources, Read this for depth. Insights integrated, elevating the work beyond initial scopes. Collaboration peaked in meetings. Larry debated angles, his chair creaking as he leaned forward. Challenge that assumption. Rebuttals flowed, strengthening the core partnership, turning isolation into alliance. As deadlines neared, the award loomed larger, my entries honed to precision. The initial blow from home now propelled forward, each step deliberate. 3 months later, results came, but Brian's discovery would ignite family sparks. 3 months later, the award email arrived, confirmation glowing on my screen. I sat on the bed, letter in hand, trembling slightly, a soft chuckle escaping disbelieving yet grounded breath, even without fanfare. Brian found out during a surprise drop-by at my apartment. He skimmed the printout I left out, eyes widening. This is huge. Back in Metuchen, he brought it up at dinner, fork down. You guys underestimated April. She earned this without your help. Mom waved it off. She's fine on her own. Dad nodded agreement, but the air grew heavy, unsaid words lingering over plates. Preparation kicked in days ahead. I ironed my gown fabric smooth under the press cap, adjusted for fit. Shoes got a shine, leather gleaming despite the pinch they promised on stage. Invitation clutched, tight edges curling from repeated folds. I reviewed the schedule, times circled in pen. The hall setup involved banners draped in blue and gold, workers hammering frames into place. Outfit fittings took time. I tried on accessories in the mirror, necklace clasp, clicking shut, ensuring nothing clashed. Rehearsal walks down empty aisles, practiced steps, floor echoing under heels. Guest list notes jotted down, family slots filled despite hesitation. The May air carried a fresh scent through open windows, breeze rustling papers on my desk. Brian texted updates from home, told them more mixed reactions. His push added layers, the family's dynamic shifting subtly before arrival. The ceremony venue buzzed with setup crews, chairs aligned in rows, microphones tested with taps. Gold accents caught light, transforming the space into something grand. Family drove in, early parking in the lot under clear skies. Mom adjusted her earrings. Dad straightened his tie. Erica smoothed her dress, postures tense. We exchanged brief nods across the lobby, their waves polite but strained eyes avoiding direct contact. Brian stood slightly apart, his expression supportive, yet reserved. Dean practiced the script, backstage voice, projecting resilience themes, words chosen for impact. The podium gleamed, ready for announcements that would cut deep. Tension built as seats filled, murmurs rising from the crowd. My spot among recipients felt earned, the program booklet crisp in my lap. The reveal loomed, unspoken undercurrents swirling. Family settled in front row, unaware of the full scope the hall's atmosphere charged. Final touches included name tags, pinned ushers directing flow. The breeze outside whispered through doors, carrying hints of spring renewal. As the clock ticked, anticipation mounted, my pulse steady. The ceremony's reveal would expose it all. At the May graduation ceremony, the dean gripped the microphone, his announcement slicing through the murmurs. April Gomez, a beacon of grit who paid her way through college entirely on her own, no family assistance. Gasps rippled across the audience, followed by a roar of applause that shook the hall. Phones raised, snapping photos in a frenzy of flashes. Mom's expression shattered, her frozen grin crumbling as color vanished from her cheeks. Dad's eyes darted bewilderment, locking his jaw. Erica's hand flew to her mouth, shock widening her gaze. Brian leaned forward slightly, his subtle head tilt a mix of vindication and regret, the front row suddenly exposed under the spotlights. I stood tall, striding to the stage with deliberate force, heels pounding like drums of triumph, the air electric with every advance. The dean's clasp strong. You've proven it. My reply firm. I have. The crowd's cheers swelling into a wave that drowned out years of silence. From the platform, their distress sharpened, Mom's fingers twisting her purse strap, Dad's shoulders slumping, Erica whispering frantically to Brian. The ovation peaked a tidal force of recognition that made their favoritism feel small and brittle. Recruiters swarmed post-speech business cards thrust forward. Your story inspires, join our New York team. Discussions ignited on the spot, salaries mentioned, relocation perks detailed my nods, sealing interest amid the chaos. Family clustered nearby, faces etched with unease as I approached. Mom's voice cracked. This is overwhelming, we had no clue. I held steady. Your choices forced my path. Dad stammered. We're impressed now. But I countered. Impressed too late, I built this alone. Erica interjected softly. Why keep it hidden? My gaze level. You never looked. Brian stayed quiet, his earlier stand now overshadowed the group's unity, fracturing in the echoing space. The cut came swift. I turned, no lingering glances, their pleas fading behind recruiter handshakes. How Kwa hit hard holidays in Metushin, turned lonely empty chairs at tables, conversations halting without my voice. Calls piled up, ignored messages unread, their regret manifesting in sleepless nights, the house quieter than before. Family gatherings dwindled, invitations declined, isolation creeping in like fog over the suburb. I caught the train to New York days later, offer letter folded in my bag, tracks clacking rhythmically as buildings rose. The apartment overlooked bustling streets, unpacked items symbolizing fresh starts. Independence absolute. Recruiter follow-ups confirmed the role, training schedules set, colleagues introduced via email, career trajectory mapping out clear. Families' outreach ceased, boundaries firm, their world shrinking while mine expanded. The city's pulse matched my own, lights pulsing, affirmations from high-rises. Reflections on the ride solidified lessons learned, freedom tasting sharper without ties. Self-reliance teaches us our true worth, and freedom sometimes means leaving the past behind.